Let S be an open surface. Stokes theorem is to be applied only on open surfaces. Let S be an open surface. Open surface. What kind of open surface? It can be piecewise smooth also. Two-sided piecewise smooth open surface. Let C be the boundary of the open surface, which is positively oriented with respect to S. Let f bar be a vector function which is continuous on the surface S and having continuous first order partial derivatives. Then what the theorem says is integral over surface integral of curl f bar dot n bar ds over S. What kind of surface it is? What kind of surface it is? Open surface.
Open surface.
Equal to integral over C f bar dot dr. Integral over C f bar dot dr. What kind of surface it is? It is an open surface. So this is an open surface S. What is its boundary? Its boundary is C. This is a boundary C, and this should be positively oriented. What do you mean by positive orientation? When you are walking along the boundary, to which region you are considering it as a boundary, that region must be to your left hand side. Your orientation must be in such a way that the region that you are considering is always to your left hand side. So what should I, how should I orient? I should orient like this. So I should go like this, so that this region is to my left hand side, and then like this. In case of a upper hemisphere, the orientation will be like this. In case of a lower hemisphere, what will be the orientation? The orientation must be like this, because this is the surface, and when you are walking along the boundary, the surface must be to my left hand side. Is this clear? And these two orientations are opposite, but both we call it as positive only, because positive means my surface must be to my left hand side. So giving orientation must be very careful. Depends upon whether it is open surface or closed surface. So when you are viewing this boundary on xy plane, it looks like an anti-clockwise direction for an upper hemisphere, and this looks like a clockwise direction on xy plane. When you are seeing this boundary, you can visualize this. You have a lower hemisphere whose boundary lying on xy plane. That orientation will be a clockwise direction, which is actually a positive orientation, because your surface is on the lower part. Now, what are the special cases of this Stokes theorem? What are the special cases of this Stokes theorem? Assume that I said that this surface can be anywhere. It can be in the space, or it can lie on xy plane, it can lie on xz plane, or it can lie on yz plane also. What happens if the surface lies in xy plane? Note. Let us find out of curl f bar. What is f bar actually? F bar is f1 I bar plus f1 I bar plus f2 j bar plus f3 k bar. What is curl f bar? I j k dou by dou x dou by dou y, dou by dou z, first component, second component, third component. This is curl f bar, and this you can write it as summation I into dou f3 by dou y minus dou f2 by dou z. This you can always write. Now, if S lies on an xy plane, if S is on xy plane, what happens? So instead of it is lying on space, I am assuming that our surface is lying on xy plane. This is my surface, and this is a boundary C, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Then what will be n bar? N bar is the unit normal vector to the surfaces. What is the normal vector to the surfaces? Now the k bar, because it is just an open, so there is nothing like going away or going coming inside. It is just k bar. Any normal vector on the plane on xy plane is k bar. So this is n bar equal to k bar. N bar is k bar. Then what is f bar dot n bar? What is f bar dot n bar? F bar dot k bar. F bar dot k bar is the third component of we need to find out del cross f bar, right? Because we are trying to find out surface integral of curl f bar, not f bar. So what will be del cross f bar dot n bar, which will be equal to del cross f bar dot k bar. Del cross f bar dot k bar is nothing but third component of curl f bar. What is third component of curl f bar? Third component is k bar into, can you see, dou f2 by dou minus
dou f1 by
dou f1 by dou y, dou f1 by dou y. And what is n bar dot k bar? Modulus of k bar dot k bar is 1. Now just put all these things together. Now see what happens. Therefore, what is left hand side? Integral over s curl f bar dot n bar. So let me call this as a star. I'm going to write down this directly. Therefore, star implies now what is del cross f bar dot n bar? Del cross f bar dot n bar in LHS I can replace with dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y. And what is ds? ds is modulus dy dx by modulus of n bar dot k bar. What is modulus of n bar dot k bar? 1. So ds is nothing but dy dx. I said several times, whenever your surface is on xy plane, there is no difference between surface integral and the double integral. Surface integral and double integral both are one and the same. So therefore this ds is nothing but dy dx over s. Where is this s? This s is lying on xy plane. So instead of s, I will call it as sxy, or you simply call it as s. Dy dx is equal to integral over c. Now what is f bar dot dr bar? Actually f1 dx plus f2 dy plus f3 dz. Do you agree? Now what is this? Our surface is on xy plane. On xy plane, z equal to 0. When z equal to 0, dz equal to 0. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, this third one will be the f3 dz will not be there. So what is remaining is f1 dx plus f2 dy. So integral over c f1 dx plus f2 dy. Can you recognize this? Can you recognize this expression? What is double integral dou f2 by dou x minus dou fn by dou y dy dx equal to integral over c f1 dx plus f2 dy? Did you see this anywhere else?
Green's theorem.
That is nothing but Green's theorem. So from this, what is your understanding? Green's theorem is a special case of Stokes theorem. Green's theorem is a special case of Stokes theorem. Now from this I can write down two more versions to Green's theorem, because here you got Green's theorem like this. I assumed the surface is on xy plane, but the surface can be on xz plane or the surface can be on yz plane, right? So accordingly, so if the surface is an xy plane, instead of writing the Green's theorem like this, I can write Green's theorem like this: curl f bar dot k bar. So with this, we're going to write down three versions of Green's theorem. So what is this vector representation of Green's theorem? So you can have three versions. What are the three versions? One is Green's theorem in xy plane. Second version is Green's theorem in xz plane. Third one is Green's theorem in yz plane. So how do I write Green's theorem in xy plane in vector form? Surface integral over S curl f bar dot on xy plane. What is a normal vector? K bar. ds. What will be ds? dy dx equal to integral over c. You have only first and second term, f1 dx plus f2 dy, which is nothing but integral over c f bar dot dr bar. In a similar way, okay, so I may write it as sxy to say that the surface is on xy plane. Similarly, what will be normal vector to xz plane?
J
Normal
bar.
j bar. So curl f bar dot j bar, xz means what? Dx dz, or s xz equal to integral over c f xz means f1 dx plus f3 dz, y equal to 0, dy equal to 0, which is integral over c f bar dot dr bar. Last one is integral over s yz curl f bar dot I bar. Yz means dy dz equal to integral over c f2 dy plus f3 dz equal to integral over c f bar dot dr bar. F bar dot dr bar. Any questions? So these are the three versions of Green's theorem. In exams, you may be asked to write down Green's theorem in yz plane, or what is Green's theorem in xz plane. Then you write down this vector representation. Okay. So in this session we have seen that surface integral of f bar dot n bar over open surfaces also can be computed in an easy manner by some roundabout procedure. By you close that open surface with some suitable surfaces to make it as closed, then apply Gauss divergence theorem, you get a value from that. Whatever you closed, whatever the surface which you closed, you find out surface integral over that surface and subtract it from the triple integral. And later we have seen that surface integral, Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem gives a relation between surface integral and line integral. This is surface integral of curl f bar dot n bar. Remember that it is not uh, f bar dot n bar, it is curl f bar dot n bar, and the surface must be an open surface. And remember, if it is a closed surface, yesterday we have seen if S is closed, then the surface integral of curl f bar dot n bar ds equal to 0. Because I can apply divergence theorem. Divergence of curl f bar is going to be 0, triple integral 0 is 0. So please don't confuse with see the notation. Just by looking at this form of the integral, don't apply Stokes theorem. You have to apply Stokes theorem only when you are sure that the surface is an open surface. In the next session, we'll verify Stokes theorem.